Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, we decided to do this news report together since Mike came home early because of the rain.
Yes, since I have an outdoor job.
Yeah, rain
Yes.
day. Hey, it's better than snow.
That's true.
All right. Now, we had done a video, I'm going to say it was like a year or so ago, about the police raiding the Netherlands branch, the Bethel in the Netherlands. And then the government first kindly invited the JWs to initiate an inquiry into their handling of child abuse, and we know Watchtower refused. Oh, and I want to thank Nathan for sending me this information, and also our source, because he sent me the original link to the article, and then Nathan had sent me this. And Nathan's Facebook is Watchtower and jw.org facts and resources, and he sent me the link to that, so I will copy it and put it down below so you can see this, and I will also put the link to the article. You have to translate it into English because it's in Dutch. Jehovah's Witnesses want to prevent publication of abuse report.
No way. Let me understand this. They're going to the authorities to prevent the authorities from reporting on Watchtower?
They're going to court to prevent, I would assume, kind of like an injunction type thing.
Okay, but answer me this. Every single one of those bound volumes up there, I guarantee you, has a bad report about another religion. Whether that be the Catholics, whether that be the Muslims, whether that be the Hindus, whether that be any other religious group on this earth. Nobody cried like you're crying. I don't want the people to know. You made us take all the magazines bashing and giving bad reports on other religions. Wait, reminds me of two things. Karma's a bitch, and Jesus also said, what you sow, you shall reap.
Yeah. Yep.
They don't get it, do they? So they're going to whine and cry, oh, please don't let the governments know what we've been doing.
Maybe their God Jehovah's in the privy.
Yeah, I think he is in the privy.
Yeah, because, I mean, you look at our nailing coffins for the past, year or two, and you can see these congregations and kingdom halls are just dissolving and disappearing left and right. And I just happened to have gotten an email, and there is some more in Canada coming. In fact, we're hearing rumors that there was an elders meeting held at like an assembly hall where they said a tremendous amount of congregations were being dissolved. And I'm not going to mention any numbers, but let's just say I'm trying to find out and verify by going to the Canada charity status. And I've got a sweetie helping me on this, but we're trying to verify that it's been over 50 congregations that are about to be dissolved. So we're going to try to verify that before our next nailing coffin to see, what's going on.
You know, it ain't just Canada losing kingdom halls right and left. It ain't just Canada.
It's all over. It's all over. I mean...
So I don't know why Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses, governing body, you guys are crying the blues. I mean, look. Isn't this what you want? Isn't this what you want, the governments to turn on religion? So you can, the new system will come? I mean, this is what you've been praying for. You've been praying for the governments to turn on religion.
But it was supposed to be all the other...
It was supposed to be everybody else but them.
All right, so I'm going to read this article. Now, I had to translate it, use Google Translate it to translate it, so that's why it may sound a little bit off. Okay, so Jehovah's Witnesses want to prevent publication of abuse report. Now, remember, like I said, the police raided the Bethel looking for evidence, and there was going to be an inquiry in the Netherlands. Okay, so this is the result of all that. The Dutch branch of the Jehovah's Witnesses wants to prevent the publication of a report on abuse within the community, writes Het Peru and Dagblad. I have no idea. I don't know how to speak Dutch. Utrecht University, to which the authors of the report are attached, confirms the dispute against the NOS. The faith community is not available for comment. Of course.
Of course.
Watchtower's not going to comment
No.
on this.
Hell no.
The Utrecht researchers were commissioned by the Scientific Research and Documentation Center of the Ministry of Justice and Security to chart the seriousness and extent of abuse within the religious community. That is why the university and the Dutch state have been summoned in summary proceedings, which will be submitted to the court in Utrecht tomorrow afternoon. The Jehovah's Witnesses have already seen the report. According to the Dagblad van het Noorden, the organization characterizes the conclusions as scientifically and factually incorrect, defamatory, and highly offensive.
Defamatory?
And highly offensive.
Defamatory? I can pull out any one of those volumes and show how you have slandered and defamed other religions, other groups of people. Watchtower? Karma's a bitch, isn't she?
Now, this next sentence infuriated me. It just, upset me as much as that reversal in Montana. According to the religious community, publication will lead to irreparable damage to all Jehovah's Witnesses in the Netherlands, and there is discrimination based on religion. Really, Watchtower? You're worried about your reputation and irreparable damage to your organization instead of the abuse survivors?
You people, you governing body have got to be some of the most ignorant people live on this earth today. Irreparable damage in 1962 in your blood booklet. Taking blood fractions is against God's laws. And a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses lost their lives believing you were the Christ. Because Christ means anointed. You claim to be the 8 governing anointed members of your organization. And way back then, whoever the hell the president was, the time was the anointed of Jehovah. You damn well better believe that, because that's what they believed. So you printed a little publication that said taking blood fractions is against God's law. Then you come out, 2011 and said, whoops, we're sorry, it's a conscience matter. How do you bring them people back to life now because of a failed blood policy? Those people can't come back to life, you idiots.
2006.
Yeah, 2006. You reversed your, because Jehovah gave you faulty information back in 1962, because that's what that amounts to.
He just hit the puppy in the head with his elbow.
That's what that amounts. So how do you account what they say, irreparable damage? My God, how ignorant can this governing body and this religion be? I hope that the government in the Netherlands sees this video and understands what I'm saying about the blood policy, because you're concerned about your public image, but you don't give one iota, not one iota, for the lives that were lost over a failed blood policy, and you don't give anything to the abuse victims that you've been hiding. Somebody in the Netherlands, even as rank as this video is, get this to your politicians, get this to your government officials so they can understand that they care more about their damn public image than they do the lives of human beings. They care more about their public image than the lives of people. You wonder why you're under such an attack, Watchtower. You wonder why, because your values and your morals are completely backwards to what that Bible is supposed to be teaching you.
Well,
Unbelievable.
Obviously, they don't follow it.
Well, yeah, obvious.
Yeah. So back to the article. Publications in Trow in 2017 showed that the handling of sexual abuse within the Jehovah's Witnesses often takes place indoors and that victims receive no help. After the revelations, hundreds of reports, not a few, hundreds of reports arrived at a reporting point for abuse. When the religious community did not want to sort things out themselves, the lower house called for an investigation at the end of 2018. Research leader and Professor Kees van der Bos spoke of a good number of serious reports that seemed to justify the investigation.
Of course it does.
This is the first time that a major investigation has been done in the Netherlands into the Jehovah's Witnesses. That should make it clear to what extent the closed culture of the religious community has covered abuse. Hundreds of reports, and they're worried about irreparable damage to the Jehovah's Witnesses. You're done. You're already beyond repair. You've already done irreparable damage.
And you've done it to yourselves, you morons!
Oh my goodness. The last paragraph. In the investigation, reports were treated confidentially and not shared with the Public Prosecution Service. This also conducts investigation into abuse cases. Last year, an ex-JW from Norwegian was convicted of abusing his 2 daughters.
Oh, these are just apostate lies. You know, the media has it in for Jehovah's people. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you're hoping and praying for the day that the governments turn on religion. You knuckleheads, you wingnuts sitting there in New York just didn't think you were going to be put under the microscope. No, why? Because you thought the end would have come long by now and you could have gotten away with all of this crime that you're hiding and abetting. All of the murders that you've caused because of a faulty blood policy.
You know why? Their God Jehovah did not tell them the future about YouTube. YouTube, I think, and the internet has been their downfall. See, and the thing is we know there are elders who are PMOs, and they can't do anything because of the position they are in. And the thing is Watchtower now knows with all of these exiting talks, and they hear us talking about the PMO elders. They know some of these are leaking information to all of us. So Watchtower cannot really even trust their elders.
And they know it. That's why they're shrinking back to a $300 million multimedia center, because it gives the governing idiots, those wingnuts, absolute 100% control. But the problem is they can't do it overnight, because oh no, that's too much of a wake-up call. Too many Jehovah's Witnesses are going to say, what's happening? Why are all our kingdom halls gone?
So that's why they have to do it here and there and a kingdom hall at a time, because they can't do this all at once.
Because it sends up way too many red flags. I mean, it's not like there's not already a ton of red flags out there, because they are.
Yeah. And I just want to mention, thank you, sweetie, just to show about this downfall. I just got an email this past Sunday. 7 congregations in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. That is St. Paul, Minneapolis area. It's not that big of a city. There's 2 cities that kind of converge together. And I mean, it is a fairly good sized city. But I mean, for 7 congregations within the Twin Cities, as of February 1st, are going to be merged with others. 7.
Gone.
7 in, the Twin Cities. And like we're hearing, a tremendous amount in Canada. And I mean, those aren't the only places. I've got emails coming in. It's going to take us a few weeks just to go through all of this, just so we can do our next nail in coffin, because there's so much coming in.
So this bad image, Watchtower, is what you've caused yourself. Why don't you own it? Why don't you 8 governing members grow a pair,
Man up.
and take responsibility for all the harm that you have caused? Nobody sitting on this side of the camera has caused this harm. You've done it to yourself. I've got a whole bookshelf full of the bullshit and the harm that you've caused. This is your writings. This is the damage you've done to yourself. We haven't done it. You did that because you pretended to be a religion when you were nothing more than a publishing company who is now being re-identified as an organization that has hidden child abuse for decades around the world.
Yeah. And the damage is done. So just own up to it and, oh my goodness, there's no way that you can fix all this. It's
No way!
It's irreparable damage to yourselves.
You've done it to yourself.
Yeah, and it's too late, Why worry about whether this report is published or not? The Australian Royal Commission published their report. You couldn't stop that. That is still doing more damage to you than anything else.
They just don't see Tiki Meanal Parson. The handwriting's on the wall, Watchtower.
Yeah.
You're crumbling, you're going away. That's why you have to hide in a little media center, your little tiny box, and you can have all of this. You've got nothing. You have nothing, Watchtower. It's just imaginary.
See, and these elders, these honest-hearted elders who are upset by what they see and hear going on, calling the service department and being told to keep it quiet and not report it. Don't you think that is waking them up, upsetting them?
Don't you think that they know that they can reason out for themselves that you've thrown them all under the bus?
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
But see, Jehovah's Witnesses, your governing body is still playing the ignorant card. They think that you're ignorant. It's really their ignorance that they're showing, because if they're thinking you are, and you've got so many elders waking up, leaking us stuff, leaking that whole ex-Jehovah's Witness community stuff, Kim and I have been teaching everybody how to go and find all these kingdom halls that are closing. We're not ignorant, and neither are your members. The ignorant is yours for thinking your members are still ignorant. And yeah, granted, there are still quite a few in there that don't see the handwriting on the wall, but they're going to wake up one day, and like us, they're going to realize they've been attached to a satanic, child-abusing, false religion.
Cult.
A cult. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you everybody for sending me all the information, and if you have any information about congregations or kingdom halls, being, let me know, KimmyMBrooks@gmail.com, and just put nail and coffin in the subject line, because I'm getting so many in that it's going to take me at least a few weeks to go through all this, even with, the dear sweetie helping me, with some of this.
Keep them entertained. I've already got the new coffin lid built, and we made a little change to it. So let me go grab it real quick, and we'll show you what we're doing with it.
Well, I'll just cut that part out of you going and getting it.
Yeah. Here it is.
This is the new coffin lid for 2020.
NoJW.org.
Changed it up a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, changed it up a little bit. So, anyway, thank you for watching so much. We appreciate it. And like I said, I'll put the links down below to everything we talked about.
And please, if you're in the Netherlands and you have the ability to get to your controllers, the government officials,
or the ones doing this investigation.
Yes, show them the blood doctrine. They're worried about irreparable damage to the image.
What about those that have died?
What about those that have died for a faulty blood?
There's no coming back from that.
You can't come back. So why isn't somebody putting two and two together and start looking at this organization from the perspective of murderers?
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time, Watchtower. Mark my words. And there's no statute of limitations on murder. And there is no constitution anywhere that guarantees the freedom of a religion when they're murdering people. So Watchtower, you governing wignut, if you think I'm full of it, go over to our second channel. It's entitled Never Stop Searching for Truth. Find the video that asks the questions to XJWs. Why do fish eat fish? Go over there and learn something, because right now, Watchtower, the fish are picking whatever little flesh is going to be left on your bones right after all of this child abuse stuff settles. Because it ain't going to stop right here. Once they have that opportunity to smell the fresh blood that's going to be spilt by exposing your child abuse problems, they're going to find something else to pick. Because that's the nature of fish.
Well, look at sharks. Just a little bit of blood in the water, and they all come a-running.
They're all coming for you, Watchtower. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Watchtower.
Yeah. So our hearts and thoughts go out to the brave heroes, the abuse survivors. Thank you so much for reporting this, to that website in the Netherlands, and all of you worldwide who are reporting this, to your government's abuse hotlines and websites and stuff. Because the more of these that get out, the more, this cult gets exposed, and the more irreparable damage we can do to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is a good thing, and I know a lot of us have been upset about the reversal in Montana, and so this is a good thing that's got us moving back in the right direction, and Montana will work out. Even if they have to take it and an appeal all the way to the Supreme Court to get that clergy pendant law changed, it'll work out. It'll work out. I honestly believe that. I have a gut feeling.
It's in the cards. The same cards that Watchtower uses in these magazines, of the tower crumbling, bolts of lightning coming out of heaven, crushing the tower. They knew it back then.
They knew that it was going to catch up to them.
That's right.
Because whatever you are putting out into the universe is what you will get back.
Jesus said, what you sow, you will reap.
Yeah, exactly. So you all have a...
Wait a minute. That's actually a Gnostic saying.
Yeah.
That's actually Gnosticism. You just have to learn how to identify it, friends.
Yeah. There's quite a few things that are Gnostic sayings.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, the eye for an eye, you heard it was an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That comes from the Code of
Hammurabi.
Yep. Yep, exactly. So you all have a wonderful evening.
Bye.